Welcome, I believe we are live. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me bring up the chat window so I know what you guys are saying. If you are saying anything. So happy Monday to you guys. Hopefully it's been a good start to your week. Comments. So let's see what we got. Let's go to this one. Lucia De Costa. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Good afternoon to you. Got a good morning. Or maybe it's good morning where you are. Let me know where you are. So yes, welcome to you guys to another Monday live. Laura, welcome. Caroline, good evening to you. Matilda, it's nice to see you here. Freela. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Hello, I ain't seen your name before, so welcome to you. So welcome to all you guys. Hopefully you've had a good start to your week. Nia, welcome. Mr. Mackie, I've not seen your name before. I'm offered this on Wednesday. Good luck with that on Wednesday. If you've got any questions, any concerns, put it in the chat. Let me try to answer it, give you a bit more confidence going in on Wednesday. But definitely good luck with it on Wednesday. And hopefully come back and let us know next Monday how you got on with good news. Welcome. And good evening to you. Philippa, I sending out some love to you guys. Right. Wow, there's a lot of you jumping on straight away. Justice, good evening. We'll be having my fairy test next week, Monday. Thank you for all the good work. If it's after the live, if it's before the live, come on the live, let us know how you got on. If it's after the live, and it's not too close to 4:30, it's in the evening, let us come and join the live, pick up any last minute tips, hints along the way. But definitely good luck with it, Justice. Just take your time and remember you're going all about the safety factor. Love Danny event. I can't believe I made it to my first lives. Welcome to your first live. Oh, brilliant. I'm glad you're here. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you enjoy it. Happy New Year to you. Have mine on the 27th. Oh, you got quite a bit of time. You got just a little under. February's a short month, so you got a month. So hopefully you're still getting the training in, getting the study in. Again, if you've got any questions, let me know. Put it in the chat. That's for all of you. If you've got any questions concerning the ferry test or driving test as well, let me know. Because obviously once you pass the ferry, the driving is your next step. Got my Dorian, my test is coming Friday, 2nd of February. Kimi Sola, I wish us my birthday Friday, 2nd of Feb. So good luck. That's a good omen. So hopefully you have a good result for that. Again, let us know on Monday on the live how you got on. But again, I repeat, any questions you guys have, put it in the chat. Let me try to answer it so you guys can go in there with a bit more confidence. Sharon, welcome. 17th of Feb. Most of you guys are starting to have tests in February. Welcome. Another one. Hold on a minute. That's the one. First time again. Welcome to you newcomers. Glad you coming to support. Hopefully you learned something. 13th. Caroline, good luck with that because you've been here for a little while. So I'm glad you got a test booked. Frank, how are you? Hopefully you're well. Congratulations on passing. 48. 67. That's a high score. Well done to you. Congratulations. Let me know in the chat what your next step is, whether it's going to be driving lessons or you're looking at for a driving test. Another first time off. Welcome to you guys. Happy New Year to you. Test this tomorrow. Good luck with it tomorrow. Nerves is a good thing. It's not a bad thing as long as it doesn't control you. When my pupils tell me they're not nervous, I get nervous for that because you need that adrenaline just to keep you a little bit focused. But yeah, as long as it doesn't control you, nerves is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Just try to stay calm. Make sure when you go in there tomorrow, make sure you take some good deep breaths. Remember to flag anything you aren't sure of. Hello, me. Another one's just passed. Robin, well done. Congratulations to you on passing. And thank you for coming back, letting me know how you got on. Again, please put in the chat. I'd like to know what your guys' next steps are, because some of you guys are passing the theory and just sitting on it. Before you know it, 2 years is up. So my advice, if you pass the theory and you can afford it, get onto the driving lessons as soon as possible. Get it over and done with. The last thing you want to do is start to put pressure on yourself because the theory test starts to run out. And you're looking to get your driving crammed in before you got to resit again. Another pass. Congratulations on passing. This is after 3 tries. The average on the whole to take a theory test is 3.4 attempts. But ideally want to pass it first time, remove the pressure. But you passed it, which is the main thing. Good afternoon, Evita. Welcome. You got to finish your sentence. Can you teach in? Don't know what that's supposed to mean. Just clarify what you mean in the chat by that, please. Another pass. 47.50, 6.5. Congratulations. Right. So what I'm gonna do, because I can talk to you guys all day, but you lot are here for a mock test. Have you started a live chat on practical test? Do you mean the driving test? If you're talking about the driving test, put it in the chat. If you want any questions answered, theory wise, driving wise, put it in the chat. I am a driving instructor, not just a theory test trainer. The 5th of February, which is next week, Monday. Again, I wish you luck with that. Let us know how you got on if it's before the live. You can just come on the live, jump and let us know. Another pass, me, well done. Congratulations, 63 at 75 is really high. I will be doing a hazard perception demo as well today. So those of you that are struggling with hazard perception, stick around. After the 20 question mock test, I will be doing a hazard perception. So if you've got any questions about hazard perception, put it in the chat, I can answer it. If you are struggling in terms of what you're clicking on, or what you should be doing, again, put it in the chat, let me know, and I will do a demonstration straight afterwards. So technically it's a full demo of the mock test and a full demo of the hazard perception. A special treat for you guys today. So I'm getting distracted by the chat. Good evening. Ruth, thank you very much. Even though you haven't commented before, it's nice to know your first comment is to say that you have passed. So congratulations and thank you for commenting. And I'll tell you something as well, all you guys, whether you're passing, obviously failure is not pleasant, but for me personally, passing, that's one of the reasons why I do the videos. And if you're failing, it just means I've got to work a little bit harder to get the message across. So you guys coming back telling me whether you're passing or failing, it inspires me to keep going. So thank you guys for coming back and letting me know. I do read the comments in the YouTube comments as well. It's just hard for me to keep up because they're spread across all the videos. So even though you may have commented on the YouTube videos, I have probably seen it. I just haven't had time to respond. The best place to get a response, to be fair, is in Discord, because I do jump in there more or less every other day. Right, first of all, let me come out of that. For those of you that are new, the way that I normally do this is I go through an overview, explain how the theory test works. I don't assume that you guys know how it works. Funny enough, I had 2 people in the classroom today. We had 6 students in this morning, and 2 of them didn't even know what the theory test was about. So the book's intensive course with the theory training attached, and they had no idea how the theory test works other than it was multiple choice. So I never assume that you guys know how the theory test works. So I'll do an overview, and then we move on to a 20-question mock test, where you guys put the answer in the comment, which I'll go over in a minute. And then after that, not every live, by the way, but this live, I will be doing a demonstration on the hazard perception. So I repeat, if you've got any questions whatsoever, especially hazard perception, because I don't do it every week, put it in the chat, let me know, and I'll try and clear it up for you before we finish. So first and foremost, multiple choice. The theory test is multiple choice. It's 50 questions. It's made up of 14 categories. If you've been watching my videos, especially the recent ones, I always say study the categories first and then move on to the 50-question mock test. Most of you are diving into the 50-question mock test, and believe it or not, when you go and take a test, you're failing, and failing badly as well. The reason being, the 50 questions or mock tests that you were doing may not cover every question in the app. If you study every category, you will come across every question in the app. And I will also add that on the real test, it's different questions, or I won't say different questions, worded differently. The apps are sampled questions. No matter what app that you use, they're sampled questions, not the exact questions in the test. Because I'm getting a lot of emails saying the questions was different, it was worded different. Yes, they're going to be worded different. And that's why I say understand the questions and understand the answers. Time. You have 57 minutes to do 43 questions, which is, if you've done the studying, to be fair, 57 minutes will go really quick. You're probably on average, you're talking about half hour, 40 minutes if you've done studying. If you haven't done any, then you're probably going to use up the 57 minutes in that sense. And obviously you need to get 43. Once you finish the questions, you then move on to your hazard perceptions. The hazard perceptions, 14 videos, 13 of them have single hazards, i.e. you can score a maximum of 5. One of them's got a double, so it's 2 5s. So you've got to keep clicking because you don't know which one's got a double hazard. You have to average at least 3 across the board. Ideally, you want 5s and 4s. On your double, you want a nice 8 or 9. That would bring the average up, just in case you get a couple of 2s and a couple of 1s. And you need 44 out of 75 on that. Once you click finish on that, you go to the reception. They gave you the paperwork. They should give it to you face down. You turn it over. As long as you look for your name underneath, if it says congratulations, you know you've passed. If it says I'm sorry to say, you know you failed. Then what you want to do now, if you failed it, look at the categories that you got the questions wrong. It would tell you the categories, not the question, because they want you to go and re-study those categories. And that's your baseline. Go and study the categories, and then obviously build yourself up to another mock test and then book another theory test. So that's how that works. There's no trick questions. The theory test is just worded badly. So sometimes the questions or the answers are open to interpretation, but there's no tricks whatsoever. It's just black and white. And what I mean by that, it's safe or it isn't. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a safe option. If it's not a safe option, then you're looking for a controlled outcome, which is normally your first aid questions or motorway questions will lead to a controlled outcome. And the most important thing about the test, do not overthink it. Because a lot of you, again, in the classroom this morning, use that as an example, there was a lot of overthinking. What if this? What if that? If they give you A, B, C as the question, then you're only dealing with A, B, C. Don't start adding E, F, and G into it. Don't make it personal. The test isn't about you, and they're looking for a generic answer, which is the same across the board, which means no matter what part of the country you take it in, it's going to be the same answer. So that is the overview of the theory test. Let me just catch up with you guys in the chat. Simply Me, welcome. Welcome. Got my driving license sorted, but the booking. I'm assuming you mean the booking of the theory test. Again, you got to clarify what you mean by that, or you just making a comment. I don't know if you want help with that, or you're just making a comment. Oh, you got your practical test on the 22nd, literally round the corner, about 3 weeks, give or take, away from there. Good luck with that. What, Robin? Let me know in the chat whereabouts you're taking your driving test. What part of the country? Me, bookings available June. Are we talking about driving test or theory test? If that's a theory test, that's a long, long way away. If it's a driving test, that's about standard. I've not seen your email unless it's under a different name. I've got a lot of emails I need to catch up on. You're right. I've been swamped with emails, especially with the videos that's been coming out on Thursdays. A lot of people asking for help from those videos. So yeah, I'm really behind on my emails, but I will. If you have sent it, I will respond at some point. Right, what we're gonna do? I'm gonna still keep up with the chats as well, but I need to start this mock test. Otherwise, you guys will be here all day, and I know you're here for the 20-question mock test. Congratulations! I'm glad the videos helped you out and listened while you was cooking. Right, so let me. Another one's passed. Thank you for letting me know. All right, keep your questions coming in the chat. Let me get rid of this. Right, so those of you that are new, the way it works, we read the questions. So, for example, hopefully you can see my mouse. You're driving on the motorway in windy conditions. What should you do as you overtake a high-sided vehicle? So always read the questions first. If it's got an image, then look at the image and then go to your answers. That's the way I would suggest that you do it when you're studying. Read the question, look at the image, and then go to your 4 options. For the case of the live, you want the question number, which is number 1. And if you think it's 1A, that's what you want to put in the comments. I keep saying every week, there's a delay between me and YouTube, you and YouTube. So I want to make sure we're always on the same question. So if you think it's 1A, that's what you're going to type into the chat. So put your answer in the chat. Keep a track of your score as well. Let me know at the end what score you got. The devious say don't normally give their money back. So if they're saying yeah, then definitely claim it back. But rather than claiming it back, see if you can rebook, because you're going to claim it back and then book another one. You might as well see if you can just rebook with the money that's already there, if they allow you to do that. But the devious say you got lucky there. They don't always give money back. That's for, I'm assuming that's for the hazard perception 2-second click. Thank you, boss babe. I appreciate that. All right, let me find where you guys are. What we have number 1, we haven't started yet. Right. Bring this down a little bit. Caroline's gone the wrong way around, but I know what you mean. Again, most of you are going for C. Val Bonner, welcome to you. Chad sneaking through the back door. Right, most of you are going for C. What's the question? John, I'm not wearing windy condition. What should you do? See, be wary. Yeah, be wary of sudden gust of wind. Is correct. Again, read the question. What does this sign mean? Look at the image, take the information in, and then go to your 4 options. Valbona, you're welcome. Thank you for coming back and letting me know. Mary, what car lights are we talking about? And what test have you got tomorrow? Is it the driving test or ferry test? Unknown. The ferry test. Sorry, yeah. So the hazard perception is all CGIs. On your mock test, if you're using apps, it's a combination of real life, which I'll do later on as well, and I'll do CGIs later on. But the ferry test is all CGIs. It's crystal clear, and it's slightly slower. You are allowed to take the driving test. The only issue, 8 months pregnant, the only issue would be the control stop, because obviously they may not give it to you, to be fair, because it's 1 in every 3 driving tests. But the answer to your question in simple terms is you are allowed to take the drive. Hold on 1 sec. You are allowed to take your driving test. 8 months, anyway, 9 months pregnant, 8 months pregnant, 7 months. But it doesn't really matter. But like I said, the only issue would be if doing emergency stop. They probably won't give it to you for obvious reasons. But there's nothing stopping you from taking a driving test. Robin, it doesn't matter. All you want to make sure is that you average 3 across the board when the time comes. Whether you get 1s or 2s to start off with, as long as you are getting average of 3 across the board when the test is finished. Otherwise, you're going to fail if your average is below 3. Right, again, most of you are agreeing 2 Cs. Right, most of you are going for... Some of you are not putting the question number, so I don't know whether it's a 1C or 2C that you've put it in there. You've got to put the question number. All right. Again, this is the reason why. This is a very simple one, but this is the reason why I said check for image, because there's sometimes clues what I call golden nuggets on there. So the question is, what does this sign mean? Look at the sign, you've got a cycle. So first and foremost, it's not no cycling because it's not a red circle. If it was a red circle, it would be no cycling. End of cycle route ahead, and cycle parking. It's because it's a triangle, it's warning you of a cycle route. It doesn't need to warn you of the end of a cycle route. So in the triangle, it's warning you. As a driver, you need to know if that's coming up. That's why it's 2C. What should you do as you approach this cyclist? So what should you do? Again, just look at the image and then go for the safest option. Sam, welcome back. Thank you, Sam, for that. Welcome. I'm assuming if you're starting driving lessons, I'm assuming you got driving experience if you're looking for a driving test at the end of the month, which I'm assuming you mean February, because the end of the month now, to be fair. So I'm assuming you've got driving experience. So I wish you luck with the driving side of it. Again, if you've got any questions, let me know in the chat. Another one with the test on the 13th. Wish you luck with that. Let us know how you get on. I just saw your message. Yeah, I figured it was end of February because you're not going to get it end of January. Welcome. St. Helens. Right, that's one area I do not know. Yeah, well, I wish you luck with it. I really do. Keep us informed how you're getting on. I have my theory in 2 days. Is it over? Is what over? You've got 2 days of studying, cramming, whatever way you want to look at it. Right, what number are we on? 3. Frank seems to have the fastest internet at the moment. He's the first one out all the time. B. Again, most of you seem to be agreeing on first sight. Yeah, most of you going for B. What's B? Slow down and allow the cyclist to turn. Flash your lights. Try to overtake. Yeah, with cyclists or horses, the chances are it's always going to be slowed down or give them plenty of room as an option. What does it mean if you see this signal on the motorway? So this signal on the motorway. Let's see how well you guys know your motorway signs. Yeah, just make sure you've studied well. Hopefully you're passing mock tests before you go for your driving test. When you go in there, take your time. Read the questions very carefully. Anything you're not sure of, flag it and then go back to it. That's my advice to you. But make sure you take deep breaths, think clearly. Don't stress. As I mentioned, Sharon, I'm way behind on my emails, both emails, Driving Theory UK and my work emails. I will try to catch up at some point. I don't know what you said in the email because obviously I'm not ready yet. Hopefully it's nothing too urgent. If it is, probably send me another email so it's top of the list. And I'll probably see it through that way. Because obviously if it's the same name that you're sending the email, I'll see it. And I'll try to respond. Obviously, if I see it again, then it means obviously it was urgent because you've sent it twice. But if it's not that urgent, I will get to it. Hopefully this week. Hikmat, hopefully I'm saying it right. Congratulations on passing. Thank you for coming back and letting me know. Right, let me catch up with you guys. 4. Where are you? That simply means first one out. 4A. Robin. 4A. So most of you are agreeing, so you know your road signs, if it's correct. Joy, welcome. All right, 4A. What's A? Leave the motorway at the next exit. Yeah. The straight bit, keep going straight and then leave at the next exit. It's totally correct. Well done to you guys. When that came up in the classroom this morning, they all got it wrong. Can you guys see all of that? Right. You want to park and you see this sign. What should you do on the days and times shown? Again, look at the image, take the information in, and then look at your options. Sharon, my advice would be go to the channel, and I believe on the playlist, question of the week. I've done it last year. I can't remember when. No, what am I talking about? There's go on the channel and look for motorway studs. I've got about a 2-minute, 30-second video that explains the studs in detail, and it gives you a very, very simple way of how to remember. Rather than me doing it here, you're better off watching the video. It's very, very simple. Once you watch that video, you should have no more issues. Five. Where are you? Fives, fives, fives. Sunday, welcome. Oh, here's the first one, right? Okay, most of you are agreeing. Right, so it seems 5D is the correct answer. Angel Queen, welcome. Right, most of you gone 5D. Park in the bay and pay. Yeah, just park those times. You got to, between these times, you've got to park in the bay and pay. And you guys can see that, right? Where would you expect to see these markers? So this red and yellow, or yeah, red and amber markers. I'm not understanding that. You failed it. I get that bit. I don't understand what the 84 out of the 100 is. Unless you were PDI. Because only PDIs do 100 questions. So let me know if you're a PDI. What's this? Godfrey. Saturday the 3rd. Again, Godfrey, if you've got any questions, put it in the chat. Let me clear it up for you so you can go in there with a little bit more confidence. What are we on? 6? Simply me 6C, bring this down. And again, at the first glance, you guys are all agreeing. Or someone's gone for a D. Right, let's take a look. That's the sign is large goods vehicle. So what's that C? You guys are going for C. Yes, large goods vehicle. Why is a toucan crossing different from other crossings? I've seen this one in a long time. Okay, why is a toucan crossing different from other crossings? Yeah, I figured. So I missed you. All right, let me see if I can find your message. You got 84 out of 100. I can't even remember what the pass mark is. I've done mine such a long time. I think it's 85 out of 100 if I'm correct, but you need 80% in all 4 band categories. So with you getting 84, obviously you missed the mark. But the question would be, did you average 80% in all the categories in the 4 bands? Just let me know in the chat, yes or no. So the question is, did you average at least 80% in the 4 categories, 4 bands? Or did you miss it as well? as the 8-4 car. I believe you need 85 out of 100 for the PDI test, unless they've raised the bar. And also, let me know what part of the country you're in. Be nice to know whether you're local or not, or close enough, and maybe to help you out a bit more. 7. Abbas, well done to you. Appreciate you coming back, letting me know. AP's another one who's passed. 48 out of 50. It's a decent score. 58.75. Well done to you. Again, AP, thanks for letting me know. Right, what number are we on? 7. Squirrel, welcome. Marion, you've gone for 7B. The majority's gone for 7C, so I'm assuming C is correct. Right. Good. Most of you gone for C. What's the question? C. Toucan. Pedestrian cyclists can use it together. Yeah, that's correct. Cyclists can actually ride across. That's what it stands for, by the way. Two can cross at the same time. But cyclists can legally ride across. What should you check before you start a journey in foggy weather? So what should you check before starting your journey? Sorry, Danger Dave, I just reread your message and you gave yourself a week to do it. If you've only given yourself a week, I'll be honest with you, if you only give yourself a week, I don't believe in cramming, by the way, but if you gave yourself a week and got 84, that's not too bad, to be fair. Imagine what you would have done if you actually gave yourself a bit more time. What number are we on? 8. And Danger Dave, why do you want to be an instructor? What's your thought process behind that? It's not an easy job. Enjoyable, but it's not easy. Again, most of you are going for C's. Again, all seem to be agreeing on this. All right, 8C. Foggy windows and lights. Windows and lights. Yep, correct answer. So well done to you guys. What should you do when you're driving along a road that has a series of road humps? So the question is, what should you do? In other words, traffic calming measures. Right, Simply Me or 9A. Right, they're coming through now. There's a slight delay on this. So hopefully you guys can still see me and hear me, because I think there's an issue with my internet connection. But we'll see. Laura, you got a 3B coming amongst the 9s. Your 3B has just literally come through amongst the 9s. Right, so 9. A is common answer. Speed humps reduce, stay at reduced speed, stay very break. Nope. It's going to be that one. What does this sign mean? Also, answer the question. So the question is, what does this sign mean? And can anybody add as well, what does the red X mean? What's the red X called? Does anybody know what the red X is called? Because that's actually a theory test question. In the real test I'm talking about. So does anybody know what the red X is called? Robin, why do driving instructors tell you to vary your speed? I'm assuming you're talking about between the speed humps. If that's the case, real life driving and theory training is two different things. And it sounds weird. Theory test is black and white, very simple. Sometimes the gaps between the speed humps are really long. So rather than keep a steady pace between the long gaps, you can speed up and then slow down by using the brake. When I say speed up, don't race it, but in a controlled manner. Real life driving and the theory training is two different things. So you got to be very careful with that. So hopefully that answers your question, by the way. 10. Give way to trams. Nobody's put in a chat what the red X is called. So I'm assuming you guys don't know. No, Robin, the meaning behind the red X is level crossing without gate or barrier. But what's the red X called? Not what does it mean? What's the red X called? Right, no one's put it in there. 10B is the correct answer. Just in case you guys get this on your real test, the red X is called a St. Andrew's Cross. So if it comes up on the ferry test, what the red X is called, you now know it's called a St. Andrew's Cross. Right, what are we after? Number 11. Which sign means that pedestrians may be walking along the road? Wow, last time. I don't even remember that last time. You've got a good memory. I'm assuming I did it last time. Well, well done to you. Yeah, it's called St. Andrew's Cross. Matilda, stick around. I will be doing a hazard perception demo a little bit later after this. So stick around. What score did you get in your hazard perception? Let me know. Okay. So you've got a little bit more work to do, Dave. Just in case you didn't know, I'm assuming you do, but on the 4-in-1 app, that's the one I recommend. You can go into the settings and change it to the ADI question bank. Just in case you didn't know, I will be doing some videos on ADI training as well, question wise, in the very near future, because I'm getting a lot of people asking me for videos because the PDI and the learner theory is similar, but there's one or two questions in there about teaching wise as well that will come up. So stay tuned to the channel. I will be doing ADI videos as well for you guys. Right. 11. The one thing I will say, Danger Dave, as well, give yourself a bit more time than a week and take another get another one booked, because your 2 years don't start until you pass the theory side of it. And then once you pass that, then obviously you got to do the driving and the teaching within 2 years. And must if you've gone for 11A. Again, sorry, Danger Dave, let me know. Are you sponsored? Are you getting the training from another instructor, or are you doing it on your own? So must have gone for A. Question: which sign means that pedestrians may be walking the road? With signs and images, you always got to remember you're going up. So this one's crossing, this one is children school area, this one's crossing, this one you're going up towards a pedestrian. So that's why it's A, by the way. And again, just another little question for you guys. Quickly put it in the chat before we move on to number 12. Which side of the road should they be walking on? The driver's left or the driver's right? See if you guys know that. Again, that's another theory test question in the real test. So would they be walking on the driver's left or the driver's right? Just quickly put it in the chat before I move on to number 12. I'm giving you guys some bonus tips because I want you guys to pass your test. No, not many people do. Hence why when you go for the real test, it comes up, you struggle. The one thing I will say about the apps and the real test, the app is 700 and something questions in there. That's why I keep saying studying the category so you cover all 700. If you do mock test, you may not cover all 700 because the app is not designed to give you 50 different questions every time you do it. And when you go for the real test, their database is 1,200 questions. So there's another 300 to 400 questions that you may never come across on the apps. And that's the reason why I say study very carefully with the categories so you got understandings with it. Because like I said, nobody's got access to the real questions, but I do know their database is about 1,000, 1,200 questions, as opposed to the app is only 777, I believe. Right, so let me just catch up. Like I said, driver's left or driver's right? Okay, I got left. I don't know why I did that. Sorry, hold on. Left. Left. Oh. Bacola. I think I said that right. Welcome to, I've not seen your name before. Driver's right. Left. Right. I'm assuming you mean left. The answer is left, driver's left, and walking towards the driver. So there's two questions in there. Walking on the driver's left and walking towards the driver. And the reason for that is for them to see you. And that's the reason why. And it's actually a rule in the highway code, by the way. So if you walk in the countryside, you need to walk on the driver's left. What's the speed limit for a car towing a caravan on a dual carriageway? Yeah, Danger Day, just give yourself a bit more time. Because your knowledge has to be strong. It has to be there because you're passing it on to your pupils when you're teaching them, when you become a driving instructor. So your knowledge has to be pretty much 100%, to be fair. And especially when you get a check test from the examiner. He's listening to every word that you say. Oh, Matilda, if you got 24 out of 75, that's it's not what you want to hear. That's really, really bad. Because 44, that's 20 under. So you must have got a lot of zeros on that. But stick around. I'll try and help you out with that on the demo. Congratulations on passing. Thank you for coming back and let us know. good luck with that tomorrow. 1st of March, you've got quite about 5 weeks away. So hopefully you will be okay on that. Keep coming back to the lives if you can, and ask any questions. Right, what are we on? 12. Where are you? All right, some of you put the left on the 12s. Okay, 1 sec. That can't be right. 12. Right, that's not right. Okay. I can't find the 12s. There we go. Right, 12B. And again, the majority of you gone for, someone's put 60. That's fine. Right, most of you gone for B, so I'm assuming B is correct. You're towing 70 miles an hour, drop it by 10, 60. 60 is correct. Dual carriageway 60 is correct. Well done. What should you do when you're approaching traffic lights that have red and amber showing together? So what should you do? Are you doing it? Well, the theory test you can do on your own. The driving side of it, I would definitely look for an instructor because it's an advanced driving test. And I'm assuming you know how that works. It's an hour long and you're going to be doing all 4 maneuvers and you're going to be doing motorway driving as well. So I would definitely be looking for a driving instructor for that, who's trained to teach you that, by the way. Not every driving instructor is trained to do ADI training. Because it's in advance and you can only have 6 minors, I believe. Where a learner driver can have 15 minors, not S's or D's, you can only have 6 minors in your hour drive. So I would definitely be looking at an instructor for that. And especially when you come to the teaching side of it, I would definitely be looking for an instructor for that. Because there's certain key elements that the examiner's looking for. And you only have 3 attempts on part 2 and part 3. Yeah, you're probably right, to be honest. My internet's not bringing these 13. All right, here we are. 13. There we go. So again, by first glance, I'm just seeing B's. I've got an A here. But I'm assuming the majority is B's, which majority should be correct. I've got another A. Right, most of you have gone for B's. A couple of you have gone for A's. What should you do? A, stop because the lights are changing to red. No. For those of you that's gone for A, it's not going to red, it's going to green. It says, what should you do when you're approaching traffic lights that have red and amber together? Red and amber is get ready to go. And then it's going to go to green. And for those of you that went for B, obviously you're waiting for the green light to go. What should you do if the traffic in the left-hand lane is slowing? The left-hand lane's open, right-hand lane's closing down. So what should you do if the left-hand lane is slowing? Right, so I'm assuming you've arranged with the DVSA to have someone sign for you when you're there. So I wish you luck with that as well. They should put you in a separate room so you don't get distracted as well. But yeah, I wish you luck with that. first glance, it's all Bs. Right, most of you again gone for B. I'm assuming that's got to be correct because someone's gone for A. Sharon, you've got to remind me what question 12 was. Once I go past it, I can't go back. So let me just remind me what question 12 was, please. Right, most of you gone for B. Someone went for A. What should you do? Blah, blah, blah. Move across and continue in the right hand. You can't move across and continue in the right hand lane. The right hand lane's closing down. If you look here, it's closing down, so you can't move to the right. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck. It's slow down and keep a safe separation distance. Again, a little clue. That's what I said. Read the question. Look at the images. The answer, it's got safe in it. If it's got safe, safety, safely in the answer, you have to shortlist it as a possible. It doesn't always work, but you have to shortlist it as a possible. Don't ignore the safe factor in there. So that's the reason why it's that answer. You see a horse ride as you approach a roundabout. What should you do if they're signaling right but keeping well to the left? Congratulations on passing. And again, I appreciate you coming back and letting me know how you got on. Okay, no problem, Sharon. No problem, Laura. Right, first one's C. What's it again, first glance, you guys are all going for the same one, C, which is fine. Yeah, most of you have gone for C's. And it's with horses, as I think I mentioned earlier on, horses, cyclists, it's always going to stay well back or give them plenty of space. That's the only options they give you on the real test. As in, correct. You've just gone through flood water. What should you do to make sure your brakes are working properly? Laura, your 10B has literally come through with the 15s, just in case you didn't know your internet is slow. Right, they're popping up now. Where are you? Right, Caroline's gone for D as well. Simply Me has gone for an A. D, D's, they're all D's. Yeah, most of you gone for D's, which is fine. Someone went for A, avoid using brakes. If you're going to avoid using brakes, that can't be safe in any shape or form. It's going to be go slowly while you gently apply the brakes to dry them out or make sure they're working. That's why you're doing it, just in case you didn't know. Who has priority at an unmarked crossroads? So there's no markings. Who's got priority? Second of May. That's a while away. February, March, April, May, 4 months. That sounds like a bank holiday, 2nd of May. Yeah, the only advice, sorry, you're nervous, that's fine. Don't let the nerves control you. I said it earlier on in the live. Yeah, don't let the nerves control you. Make sure you got a lot of time to get practice in. That's the main thing I would suggest. Get the practice in, but get the practice in at your local center. So whatever center you're taking it at, go down there with an instructor ideally, and let them show you some of the tricky areas, roundabouts, junctions, whatever it happens to be, going in the test center, coming out of the test center, especially if they've got a car park. That's what I would suggest on that. But definitely don't try to fight the nerves. Embrace it. Just don't let it control you. But get the practice in your local area. That's what I would suggest. Let me know what area you're in. Be interested to know what test center you're taking it at. But that's my advice for you. Just practice. 17. The first one, Mackie, is through. Again, most of you are going for the correct answer, I'd imagine. Oh, 2nd of Feb, Friday. Well, if you can get a lesson in the area, that's still my advice. If you can get a driving lesson, or if you've got access to a car to go in the area, if you're going without an instructor, go to the test center. And it's going to be 15 minutes out and 15 minutes coming back. That's what you want to do. Just drive around the area, 15 minutes either side. But that's my advice, is definitely go to the area to get an idea, especially if it's a rush hour one, if it's got a school run, work wise, or when the school run starts up again, which is 2:30, between 2:30 and 3. I would go down there so you get an idea of what the traffic is like at those times. But definitely, if they've got a car park, go in and going out of the car park, practicing that. Again, let me know what test center you're taking it at. Sorry, guys, 17. But that test is really quick. Considering you only passed the theory test recently, you got a date really, really quick. Again, most of you late to the party, but welcome. Oh, Leeds. Yeah, I don't know what their test center's like in terms of traffic wise, but if you've got an instructor, they would definitely be able to advise you on that. But hopefully you've already gone down. If your test is on the 2nd, hopefully you've already done some lessons down there. Right, 17B, most of you went for. No one has priority, which is correct. If the lights aren't work, so if there's no markings, no one has priority. Go with caution. What does it mean if your vehicle keeps bouncing after you sharply press down and release on the bodywork over a wheel? Good luck with it on Thursday. I wish you luck with that. If you've got any questions, put in the chat before we sign off, and I can try and help clear up any doubts you may have. But good luck with it Thursday. Come back next Monday. Let us know how you got on. See. 7th of March. So you got over about 5 weeks. Got quite 4 lives in that session. Ask any questions. Hopefully you're ready for it. And definitely keep the studying going until March. Don't get complacent. But most of you gone for C's. Impressed with that one. Shock absorber was worn, yes. You're in a tunnel and you see this sign. What does it mean? Have my test on some. What one-to-one mock test are we talking about, Zainab? Just let me know what you mean by the one-to-one mock test, please. Most of you, again, gone for the correct answer. I'm assuming it's correct. If the majority has gone for it. All right, let's see. What's C? Direction of emergency pedestrian exit. Yeah, it's correct. And number 20, last one. How can you reduce the chances of your car being broken into when leaving unattended? So how can you reduce the chances or the risk? Again, it's the correct answer because I just read it in advance while this was coming through. Yeah, all of you that's went on for D is correct. Take your valuables with you. If you can't take it with you for whatever reason, then lock it in the glove box or boot. Don't leave temptation in people's way. Right, most of you, yeah, all gone for D, which is correct. All right, let me come out of that. I'm not understanding what you mean by a thumb rule. What's a thumb rule? Again, if you just clarify in the chat for me and I can try and answer that. Because I'm going to do a demonstration in a minute. I was going to say Tottenham area, but I'm not going to comment on that. You know what I mean by that, simply me. Right. Get rid of that. So let me quickly explain before I do a hazard perception demonstration. So let me just repeat. Hazard, the videos, you've got 14 videos to watch. 13 of them have single hazards, which means you can score a maximum of 5. And one of them's got a double with 2 5s on there, obviously 10. And ideally you want an 8 or 9 to bring your average up, just in case you got a couple of 1s and 2s. Sorry, hold on one sec. All right, I'll come back to that. I'll get what you mean. Yeah, I'll come back to that. Well done, Caroline. Oh, you got it. You got what I mean by that, simply me. Right, sorry, let me go back to what I was saying. You guys keep distracting me. Right, so ideally 8 or 9 on your double hazards to bring the average up if you got 1s and 2s. Right, so what I'm about to say, you need to get your head around this. This is why some of you are failing. It's not about seeing the hazard. It's about seeing, sorry, it's not about seeing the hazard. It's about getting a score. It's no point seeing it and getting zeros. So you're trying to time your click to get 5s and 4s ideally. That's what you're trying to do. The video doesn't know what you're clicking on. You're just trying to time it. So those of you that are failing your hazard perception, because I've noticed I'm getting a lot of messages of you failing and you're not reviewing back. All you do is click, oh, I got a 0, whatever it is, and you don't review and try to work out what it is or when you should be clicking. But anyway, go back to the real test. 14 videos, 13 of them single hazards, 1 of them's got double. You're trying to get 44 out of 75. You are trying to get the highest score possible. That's why you go for 2 clicks. So if the first click was too early, hopefully the second one lands in the 5 or the 4. If the first click landed in the 5 or the 4 and the second one landed in the 3 or the 2, they're always going to give you the highest marks. There's no benefit in clicking once. There's lots of benefits clicking twice, but there's no benefits in clicking once. So go for 2 clicks. When you click, you go 1, 2, and you click again. Don't go click, click. It's pointless. Don't go click 1, click 2. It's click, literally count 1, 2, and click again. And you're giving yourself the best possible chance of getting 5s and 4s. Now, there was a comment made in that. Let me just see if I can find it. Right. As I mentioned in one of my videos about clicking 10 times, right. If you are clicking on a problem that exists, you will not be clicking too many times if you go for the 2-click rule. You can do 3 clicks as well if you want, but I teach 2 clicks. If you're clicking on everything on the video, you're going to get too many clicks. It's going to kick you out and say you're clicking in an unacceptable manner. So you can only click on that something's going to cause you to slow down or change direction. So you're watching a video, anything that's going to cause you to slow down or change direction is in left and right. That's what you want to be clicking on, because the click is you checking the mirrors in real life driving. So it's problem for lessons, for those taking driving lessons, problem, mirror, problem, mirror. That's what it is. And obviously you throw your wing mirrors in if you have to shift left or right. So I'm going to do a demonstration. I'm going to mess it up completely and then show you what you should be looking for when you mess it up. So let me just make sure you guys, what you guys are saying in the chat. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Eighteen out of 20 is all right. Every hazard's different. And I'll be honest with you, I think I've done a video where I said, don't count your clicks. If you're counting your clicks, you're asking for trouble. Just click on a problem. End of. Emmanuel, welcome. I'm not sure what you're talking. Hopefully you're meaning the hazard perception, which I'm going to show you in a minute. I think you can delete it from your end, but once it goes onto the live itself, I'm still going to see it. I don't think you can delete it completely, as in the terms I won't see it. Right, so let me which I didn't set up a screen for, hazard perception. So I'm going to use my favorite clip to show you what you should do when you mess up. Real life, real life. So space here. So I'm going to use this one. I'm going to mess it up, get a 0, and I'm going to show you how to review it back, because this is what you guys should be doing when you're taking mock tests. And the other thing I will add about mock tests are designed for you to mess up so you can learn from your mistakes. Some of you guys are so hard on yourself. You want to pass. You don't learn anything from passing everything every time. You learn from messing up. So when you do your hazard perception, it's not the end of the world. Just review and improve. That's what the mock test is designed to do. So let me go back to my screen. Right, so I'm going to give you a commentary drive as well, what you should be clicking on. So for example, the road sign, as in speed limit, 1, 2. So when you are watching the video, you should be scanning from pavement to pavement. That's how you should be doing when you're real life driving as well, because road signs are on the pavement. So you're watching the road ahead as far as you can see and working your way back. So I'm looking in the distance. The woman in the blonde hair. Sorry, zebra crossing. So that's the one that's caused me to slow down. That's the one I'm going to get marked on. But I should be getting a 0 on this. Zero. So don't just say to yourself, oh, 0, and all the rest of it and freak out. Review it back and work out where it is you should be clicking. So you can always fast forward as well on the app. So there's my first click, because I said zebra crossing.
Would you be prepared to stop in case...
And there's my second click. I've seen the problem, but I got a 0. I will repeat, it's not about seeing the problem, it's about getting a score. So if you time it, that's where she stepped onto the crossing. Can everyone see that? Right, so let me just rewind it back. I called it zebra crossing there, my first click. There's my second click. And that's where I should have clicked. Right there. So, knowing that, you go back and you practice. Speed limit. Still train yourself to click for signs. 30 miles an hour. And again, when you're watching the video, you want to look as far ahead as you can see on the video and scan from side to side, as in pavement to pavement in this particular video. So I'm now looking at for the woman. Here's my first click, 2. And there's my second click. And again, once you get your score, unless it's 5, 4, 3, you don't need to review. But if it's 2 and under, you want to be reviewing. So I got 4 on this one. So there's nothing wrong with me reviewing, just to see if I can improve.
Would you be prepared to stop in case they stepped out?
There's my first click. I'll just show you, it's too early. That's why you go for 2 clicks.
In case they stepped out.
If I left it
in case they stepped,
that's a 0. And that's the reason why you go for 2 clicks. And I've done that deliberately, by the way, so you can see it. It's not worth clicking once. Click twice. That's all I got to say to you. Click 1, because if the first one's early, you're going to get a score on the second one. Review your videos back when you mess up. Review your videos back when you only get a 3. Do not be afraid to review. Let me just see in the chat what you guys are saying, if you guys are understanding that. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know what the maximum click is. I keep saying, don't worry about the clicks. Just click on the problems. If you're counting your clicks, you're asking for trouble. Every video has a different amount of clicks. That's why you can't dictate how many clicks per video. No, you can click on the brake lights, but I wouldn't click every time, because that can add up to too many clicks. Because technically, if they're slowing down, you should be slowing down. So it will depend on the video as well. That's real life driving. I agree with that. Again, everyone's asking for how many clicks. The question you got to ask yourself is, with that, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. It's not what you want to hear. Why do you need to count the clicks? If I say you 20 clicks, you can still get a 0. It makes no difference whether you've got 10 clicks, 20 clicks, you can still get a 0 anyway. So it makes no difference in counting the clicks. All you want to do is click on the problem, then it doesn't make a difference how many clicks it is. So let me do another one. and then hopefully I can do it correct. Let me do a double one. All right, let's do this one. So you guys can see it. So let me do a double. So I'll give you a commentary drive, what I'm looking at and why I'm clicking. It's hard to see as well. Right, so in the distance, the speed limit changes to 20 miles an hour. 2. I think that's late as well. So obviously if you're slowing down from 30 to 20, you want to be clicking. Again, that's really late. It's telling me slow on the floor. Ask yourself, why is it saying slow? Cars coming out of the petrol station. Tight space. See, I actually stopped on that one as well. So that should be, I think that's late as well, to be fair. But you never know, just keep clicking. Cars coming out. Say 5 out of 10. And let's review.
You are driving. See that the road narrows and there is an oncoming delivery van approaching. Reduce your speed and wait for the area to clear before moving on. The road narrows due to parked cars on the opposite side of the road. Adjust your speed to suit the conditions of the road. There is a petrol station forecourt ahead. Did you see the blue car overhanging the carriageway at the exit? Check your mirrors, reduce your speed, and adjust your road position. Parked cars on the left ahead.
If you need to average 3 on every clip, you really want a 6 on your double. But like I said, there's nothing wrong with reviewing. Remember, you are doing mock test, so don't be afraid to review. So you're trying to master the skill. So when you're going for the real test, it's not going to be a problem. And I will add, the real test is all CGI and it's slightly slower than the videos on the app. So you've got plenty of time to see it and it's more crystal. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me just see what you guys are saying in the chat, just in case. If you don't understand it, let me know and I'll do another one. Yeah, it can do at some point. But like I said, all you want to do is, like I said, is just worry about what's going to call you to slow down or change direction. All right, let me do a CGI where it's a little bit clearer. I'll tell you what, there's a CGI that was downloaded yesterday when I was dry running this, which I have not seen before or not done before. So let me see if I can do this one live. So I've never seen this one before. I downloaded clip 36. Hopefully you can see it on there. Clip 35 and clip 36 is brand new to the app. So I've never done it, hence why it's got no stars on it. So it's the first time I'm seeing it. It's at night time as well. Now this is slow compared to the others. Cyclists in the distance. It's like another one there. I'm going to click anyway. I'll see 2. Oh, e-scooter. Oh, right. It's e-scooter. So that's new. Definitely new. As you can see with the speed on here, I don't know if you can get the real speed. This is how it is on a real test. It's really slow. Car coming out. Almost caught me off guard there. One out of 5. Wow. Okay, so goes to show I have not seen this before. Let me see where I should click and again see if I can improve.
Did you see the cyclist glance over his right shoulder, which indicates he's about to overtake? Check your mirrors and reduce your speed to allow the cyclist to overtake before moving safely back to the cycle lane.
Right, let me do the other one that I've not seen before either. Let's see how that goes. Let me just see if there's any questions in there from you guys. You couldn't hear my voice. Can you guys hear me now? Or couldn't hear my voice when I was doing the video? When I'm doing the hands perception, can you guys hear my voice? Just let me know. That's a good question. I have no idea how I passed. Is there any way we can see the test? No, because if you can't see the questions, they're not going to show you the videos. Because if they show you the videos on the real test, you're going to memorize it. So nobody knows what the videos look like. I know there's a couple of gold ones in there, but outside of that, no. I'm assuming, yes, you can hear me when the video's playing. Let me just repeat that. Can you hear me when the video is playing? Yes or no? But not on the answer clips. Okay, that's interesting. All right, let's try this. Anyway, let me do the other one. Hopefully you can hear me. Oh, definitely new. Right. That's the one that's caused me to slow down. I've got to be that one. The question is, did I click early enough? For those of you it's on the wrong side of the road. For those of you who have got the 4-in-1 app, I would suggest you go for the downloads because this is new. Like I said, as you saw with the e-scooter, they're releasing some new video clips for you to practice. It's clicking on for the speed limit change on that one. Oh, it's a double. There you go. So there's a new double there for you as well. Let's take a look at the combination that I've got. So I was late on that one. All right, let's take a look at what you guys are saying.
New 20 mph speed limit ahead.
Oh, you can't hear me when it's automatic.
Beware of cars and pedestrians that may suddenly appear from driveways or concealed entrances.
Yes, the real test videos are all CGIs. These aren't the real clips from the test itself. This is something 4-in-1 has done. So it doesn't, some of them, the CGIs will look similar, but not exact videos because nobody has the exact questions. Nobody has the exact videos. That's the reason why it looks slightly different. But the procedure's still the same. You're clicking on what's going to cause you to slow down or change direction. I will repeat, for those of you that's got the 4-in-1 app, I would suggest you go to the video section, download the new clips, which I did yesterday, and these ones are those. They will be releasing more over the coming weeks to reflect, i.e. police chase that you just saw and e-scooters and stuff like that to get practice. But I will stress, let's get rid of this. When you are practicing, review. Don't just start to give up hope and all the rest of it. Just review it back like I did. You're learning from mistakes. It's not a big deal getting a 0 on the practice method, as long as you're going to get 5s and 4s on the real test. Practice makes you better. And that's all you need to do. Some of you just like giving up kind of thing, thinking, well, I can't do it, I don't understand it. Practice, review. So hopefully that makes sense with you guys. Right, is there any questions, anything you guys want to go over while we are here before I sign off? Let me know if the hazard perception made it a little bit clearer for you guys, especially those of you. Matilda was one that comes to mind that was struggling. Just let me know in the chat if it helped you guys out a little bit. If not, I would go back to the video, the last one that I did that gave you examples of clicking too early, too late, the amount of clicks that you should have and all the rest of it. That's a bit more detailed because on the live it's slightly harder to do. Salute, a little bit late to the party, but welcome. All right, so there's nothing coming through on that. So I'm going to wish you guys a good evening. For those of you that's got tests this week, especially for those of you who got it on Friday on my birthday, I wish you a lot of luck with that. Come back on Monday, let me know. Have a good week, enjoy, stay safe, and make sure you keep studying and keep practicing. And I shall see you guys next Monday, 4:30 as usual. All right, take care.